Hi, welcome to the channel. If you are new, hello. If you are an OG subscriber, welcome back. I hope all of you are doing well. I know all of you are doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you. So, I wanted to talk to you all today about leap year. And I don't mean leap year in the sense of it actually being a physical leap year. I mean quantum leaping into next year with a sense of onus. Coming into this age of Aquarius that we are in, I think that it is very important for all of us to realize that we are in the beautiful feminine energy of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And 2025 is going to be such a divine feminine explosion of goodness. And 2025 is going to be a year of complete, utter feminine bliss. And all of our heart's desires can come true. And I'm starting to see this trend on social media about making the last quarter of this year, making it really count. The fourth quarter in business is a very important quarter. Businesses close out their books and they are hoping to be in the black. And so by this being the fourth quarter or the last quarter of the year, you want to be able to close out this year in the black. You want to get out of the red. You want to get out of the debts. And what I mean by that is your spiritual debts, the things that you owe yourself, right? I'm not talking about financial debt, honey. We're all in debt at some point, whether that's good debt or bad debt. What I mean by that is the things that you are indebted to yourself, the things that you owe yourself. You owe yourself that vacation, but you didn't take it. You owe yourself to take out a certain percentage of your income, but you don't do it. You owe yourself to be healthy, but you haven't started your journey. You owe yourself to be in healthy relationships, but you're still holding on to this no good partner. All of the things that you owe yourself, the things that you are indebted to yourself for, we are going to get in the black, baby. Time is of the essence. Let's get to it. So you guys, I have my little notebook here and I wanted to talk to you about some of the quantum leaps that I took this year. This year has been probably one of the most craziest, most intense, most difficult, rewarding, loving, hateful, depressing, blissful times of my life. It has been a roller coaster of a year. And what I know for sure that I am leaping into 2025 in the black. Here are some of the quantum leaps that I took this year to have the type of life that I'm living right now. And I am looking to further pivot myself into the direction that I am going into. Not the direction that I want to go in, but the direction that I am going in. And I know that quantum leaping into that field of existence for myself doesn't leave room for me wishing that it's going to happen or I'm making it happen. It has already happened. I have already been there. I have already made the quantum leaps that I needed to make to pivot into the direction of her. She's already here. She is already embodied within me. I just need to allow space and time to bring her into the existence, the future existence, because she's already here with me. Now, this year was very difficult for me because I had to fight myself. I had to face a lot of my own demons of limiting beliefs, beliefs of, okay, it's never going to get any better. The beliefs of, okay, these are the type of men that you're only going to attract. The beliefs of, you've made this amount of money, let's not rock the boat. You don't need to be trying to elevate yourself to another level of income. I had to face limiting beliefs of, okay, at this particular job, you've made more money than you've ever made. Let's be okay with that. Let's just not rock the boat. You may not be happy, but this is what it is. This is your life. So in outwitting the devil, so to speak, I had to really overcome a lot of limiting beliefs, and it was very difficult. I'm not gonna lie, the first half of this year was extremely difficult for me. I mean, facing a lot of limiting beliefs and going up against all of that programming, it was hell. I'm not gonna lie, it was literal hell. But I rose from the ashes, honey, like a phoenix, and I'm here to tell the tale. I'm gonna go through some of the things that I did to make quantum leaps in my life this year. First things first is my job. Now, I was in the asset protection industry. I worked for a store that carried a lot of luxury brands, Cartier, Fendi, Chanel. I was the only person in my region with this position, and it made me feel good because I'm a woman of color, and to have this position, it really gave me a sense of pride, and I took my job very seriously. However, with that, it came a lot of responsibilities. I was always on my feet all day. I worked a lot of strenuous hours. It was very mundane as well. Just thinking about how I even made it through working that job, just even thinking about how I did it is very tiresome. First thing that I did, instead of looking at what could I do to change the situation at that particular point in time, because I knew that at that point I wasn't going to be able to just change my career. What I did was I actually wrote down 100 things that I loved about my job. It really allowed me to let go and be appreciative of the journey. No matter how much I hated what I was doing, I had to love it in order to let it go. This is a technique that my mentor, Natalia Kobilkina, created, and it is such a beautiful, beautiful technique. I'm not gonna lie, it was very difficult. It took me about 2.5, 3 days to write down the 100 things that I loved about my job. But when I was able to write that list, I began to actually have a sense of pride about my job, and I actually began to be okay with where I was. I knew that I wanted to pivot out of the job, but me loving the job and allowing myself to go to work in a different energy, be okay with where I was, that was my way of telling myself and the universe that if I can let go of this thing that I despise, let it go in love, then I'm prepared to let it go so that I can fall in love with things that I actually want to do. So that's the first thing that I did. A few months after that, I was actually forced to take a leave of absence. So I'll give you a little bit of context. The latter part of last year, I met a guy. We started having a few conversations over the phone. We set the date. I let him know when I was available, and he never got back with me. But prior to that, he asked me for my social media handles, so he began to follow me on social media. We never had the date. He ended up sending me a text message like a month after we were supposed to go out on a date, and at that particular time I was like, okay, I'm not interested anymore. So after that whole ordeal happened, I ended up blocking him. I noticed that he would be on my social media a little bit more often. He would start liking all of my pictures or commenting on my pictures, and I didn't think anything of it. It's like, okay, whatever. The beginning part of this year, he walked past my job and he came in. Didn't think anything of it. I was like, okay, yeah. He's like, oh yeah, I thought that was you. I just wanted to come in and say hi. After that, I noticed that he was coming by my job every day. He would walk past, he would look, and he wouldn't say anything. And I just thought that was extremely strange. So I'm thinking, okay, the first time it's like, okay, this is the first time you saw me at my job. You come in, you speak, great. The second time you walk by, it's like, okay, this is awkward, but okay. By the third time, I was like, okay, no, something is going on. I really have a feeling that I'm being stalked. And literally, I would feel this in my body. Ladies, let me tell you something. Your body is not lying to you. Your body never lies. Listen to your intuition. It could save your life. I started to fear for my safety. A week of this behavior went by. And I said to myself, I said to my constituents, I told my manager at the time, I was like, listen, I am being stalked and I need to take this seriously, because if anything happens to me, you guys are going to get another employee. I will not get another life. I have to take this seriously. I had to go to the police. I filled out a police report. I had to call my job to take a leave of absence, the whole nine. Ended up becoming really, really great friends with this woman. And she says, have you ever thought about becoming a flight attendant? So she began to tell me about how she's in private charter aviation. And I was like, okay, cool. And she practically broke everything down. I mean, from the pay, the travel, the places that she's been. And I was just elated. So during my leave of absence, I just went full throttle into doing everything that I needed to do to get hired on. I would literally go to her job with her and meet her boss and all of the people in various departments at her job. I didn't have to do that, but I wanted to put myself in the space in which I wanted to be in order for me to feel what it would feel like to actually be an international flight attendant. And so I literally went in and spoke to everyone. She showed me the training room. And while we were in the training room, in my mind, I would mentally say to myself, like, oh, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to be, honey. And 2 months later, I got the invitation to come to orientation. Now, I want to go on and talk about my area of dating, how I quantum leaped my dating life. During my leave of absence, one of my exes reached out to me, and it's crazy because he would always have a way of reaching out to me in my most vulnerable time. It's almost as if he knows something is going on with me, and it's like the universe sends him this signal like, girl, he's coming back in your life to test you, sis. When he reached out to me, I let him know what was going on. At this particular time, I'm in a very vulnerable space. And because my leave of absence was unpaid, that left me in a very precarious position financially. He's like, well, what do you think about just being a housewife? Things are not working out right now. Why are you at this job? You just come live with me. We can make this work. You know, I'm ready for you to be home. I'm ready to solidify things with you. What do you say? At this particular time, by me not working, me waiting for orientation to start, I was in between weighing in at this point. Like, am I gonna fulfill my dreams of aviation, or am I gonna be a housewife? Which one of these am I gonna do? And so I said, okay, I'll give this a try. He booked my ticket literally within like 3 days, and I was there in Texas. Baby, this man had more red flags than Trinidad. There were so many things that I knew that I could not deal with. Everything from like the alcoholism to him not being attentive. I just knew that this was not going to be a good situation for me long term. I left. Literally, I waited until he went to work and I packed up my bags, and honey, I came back to Florida. After that encounter with my ex, I realized that I needed to up the ante on the type of men that I was dating. How the quantum leap transferred over into my dating life is that I didn't look at myself necessarily as something was wrong with me. I looked at the type of relationships that I was entering and what dynamics of those relationships that I needed to pivot away from. When I began to look at my relationships from that angle, I actually quantum leaped into dating more quality men. I started to just go where I was appreciated and go where I was celebrated. which forced me to get out of my comfort zones. And so dating the type of people that I was dating in the beginning of the year, as opposed to the type of men that I'm dating at this juncture of my life, is a completely different dynamic. Completely different. How I quantum leaped my finances. First of all, I just want to say that I am not even a quarter of a way to where I desire to be in my finances, but I know that I am on my way there just due to mindset changes. Finances is not about money. It is about mindset. And so I just wanted to talk about some of the mindset changes that I have implemented that has actually caused me to save more money. And even though I'm not making as much money as I was making in my previous career, I'm able to save much more because of the quantum leaps in my mindset. The first thing I started to do was to pay myself first. I think that this kind of goes without saying. All of the financial gurus, financial experts, even books that date back to the Babylonian days speaks of you giving a tenth of your income to yourself. So I definitely started to do that. Secondly, my current career allows me a lot of downtime. And because I have a lot of downtime, I have more time to invest in myself. This has allowed me to have more time to build up ways that I can make passive income. I put myself in the position where whether I work or not, I still get paid. So that's kind of a pseudo passive income for me. And it also allows me to do more videos, get into creative spaces as well. When you are allowed to have time to be creative, you can make more money because you have more time to think of creative ways of how to do so. Also, I have been given enough time to develop my self-awareness and enhance my emotional intelligence. And these are two very high earning skill sets that people need to even earn more money. I think a lot of us want to just get into how to make more money, and there's so many videos on YouTube on how to make more money, how to get $10,000 or more, and we don't talk about all of the soft skills that is needed to actually get into these spaces where you are making more money. If you notice, I didn't even talk really about money. All of these tips I'm giving you is about mindset change. I have also surrounded myself, and I'm slowly beginning to surround myself with women who are already successful. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. This is nothing new. We know that your environment dictates the type of life that you're going to live. I've really been honing in and taking the advice of successful women, following successful women on social media, reading their books, following successful women, and listening to their stories of how they went from rags to riches, or how they were stuck in a rut and how they energetically got out of that has really changed the game for me. Not to say that men don't give great financial advice, but for me as a feminine vessel, I choose to listen to women who are boss babes, and that's just where I am in my level up financial elevation journey. How I quantum leaped physically. I have slowly began to go back to my keto carnivore journey. I just feel way better minimizing fruits and vegetables and sticking to a high-fat, meat-based, animal-based diet. That just works for me. It works for my body. I don't have to work out as much. I'm very toned in my body, and it just works for me. Most of the vegetables that I do eat are usually fermented, so I will have a small amount of kimchi, but for the most part, my diet is animal-based, high-fat. I have reduced my drinking down to occasions. And so even on dates, if I'm gonna go out on a date, I'm not drinking any hard liquors. I'm doing a Pinot Noir, a Cabernet, Prosecco, or I'm drinking champagne. How I've quantum leaped mentally. I do a lot of reading. I have realized that for me, reading and getting knowledge, gaining knowledge, for me, it helps my mental. I'm a Gemini moon. My emotional well-being is predicated upon the type of knowledge that I receive. For me, reading books or gathering information that helps improve my mental acumen has been a game changer for me. It's backwards, I'm sorry you guys, but this book is called Lady Balls by Mina Irfan. This is the book now that I'm currently reading. I'm almost finished with this book, but this book has really helped me quantum leap my life. Mina Irfan has a channel. It's called The Universe Guru. So if you ever get a chance to look at some of her content, I highly, highly suggest it. I love her. She is definitely the mentor in my head, and I look forward to taking a couple of her courses in the future. Doing more breath work. I do nervous system breath work, and I feel like although this could go into the category of my body, I really truly believe that every breath that you take is mental. When I breathe with intention, I am putting myself in a greater, higher mental space because I'm giving my brain all of the energy that it needs to help my physical body, help my emotional body. So I do a lot of nervous system breath work. If you guys are interested, I will leave a link to the breath work that I do. It has helped me regulate my nervous system and to be okay with the unfolding of how my day is going to turn out, because I'm not trying to control the outcome of it. And last but not least is investing in myself. And I know that this may sound cliche, but it is the truth. Investing in yourself will allow every other area of your life to be good. Your finances will be better. Your health will be better. The career choices that you choose are going to be better. The quality of partners that you decide to date are going to be better when you invest in yourself. Investing in yourself spills over into every other aspect of your life. And investing in yourself is actually a mental challenge. You have to mentally leap into wanting to invest in yourself, because investing in yourself is an option, right? Not everybody invests in themselves. Eating is a necessity. It's not an option. Drinking water is a necessity. It's not an option. So you have to make a conscientious choice mentally that you want to invest in yourself. And that takes a lot of willpower. I have actually spent thousands of dollars investing in myself, doing inner work, in healing a lot of my trauma, investing in financial education, investing in my own personal education by going to university. I truly believe that investing in yourself is the best investment that you'll ever make. Again, another cliche statement, but it is very true. Me investing in myself has caused me to be in spaces where I never thought that I would be. And I'm constantly cultivating myself and investing in myself, and I want to refine and retune every aspect of my life. I just want to be better. So I hope that my comprehensive list of things that I have done to quantum leap my life, I hope that some of this resonated with you. Let me know what resonated the most with you in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. And what are some things that you are going to do to quantum leap yourself into the new year? Well, that's it for now, you guys. I am going to leave you for now, but I will be holding on to your love. Make sure you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the year. I will see you in the next video. Bye.